We all want to hit longer drives, we all want to hit it straight up, we all want to get our handicap down, but there's one way we don't want to try and hit this club further, and it's the old classic of I'm just going to hit it a little bit hard. If I put everything into this drive, I'm going to send this onto this green, 323 yards, I'm going to get there. And what we see is the classic, topped it. It was getting everything. That was going on the green.
I'll just move my brand new white head cover that you've thrown on the floor.
It's dry, it's all right. But this is what we see. So how many times on Get Good at Golf, when me and James have been teaching, have we seen somebody come and they're trying to send it as far as possible? And they hit the top shot there, they might hit one off the toe, they might hit one off the heel, you might even hit the roof of your driver. We've seen all things whilst we've been teaching for the last 15 years. And the one way we don't want to hit the ball further is by trying to hit it harder, because all we're going to do there, and what we've seen with a lot of players, I've seen it with tour players, if you egg a tour player on and say, why don't you try and hit it harder, they actually lose speed. So very interesting there. You might think, yeah, but I'm putting more effort into it, it has to be faster. And a lot of the times your sequence isn't as good, so as a result the timing isn't there, and we hit the shot like I've just hit there, or we hit this shot like James hit on a video earlier in the week where he's hit a big slice because his sequence goes, his upper body takes over and he slices it into the trees.
Can we just explain that was a purposeful mistake?
It was a purposeful, it wasn't one he just hit. But yes, that was a demonstration from James, and this is what we see, because when people try and hit it harder, what is the first thing we see? Well, the first thing we see is the club often gets brought back a little bit quicker. So often, sometimes, all the body goes with it and we start to move off this ball. And then from here, we've always talked about having your sternum behind the golf ball. But if James comes around, he'll see that I'm way behind the golf ball now. So I'm all the way back here over my right hand side. And then from here, I've got a lot of work to do to try and get back to this golf ball. So I'm either going to try and slide and get back across, and that's going to encourage us to hit down, and we're going to hit the dreaded roof where you could probably run and catch it and it might not make it past the red tees, or we start to see that you will hit at it and again you'll throw yourself over the top, you'll be hitting down onto it and it'll bounce and then go into the bushes here on the left or the pond on the left. So we've got two different options, and this is what happens from trying to hit the ball further. Just because playing partner Brian has absolutely smoked it past you on every single hole, it doesn't mean that you need to start hitting it harder to try and get past him. Let's work on making sure we have what? We have the right driver to start with. So have we got a forgiving driver? Have we got the right loft? Have we got the right shaft? Have we got the right grip? Because if, again, a grip is something that you need to think about. That's the only part of your body that is in contact with the golf club, hopefully. And we want to make sure that we're not strangling this club, we're not, because the grip's too small. Also, we haven't got a jumbo max grip on there where we can't move our hands, because these are all things that play a part in you being able to get the speed out into that club head. But we want to get the speed out in a way that we can deliver that consistently. And consistently with a driver is something that we all want. Every lesson that comes through the door always says, what are we looking for today? I'm just looking for consistency with my driver. I just want to take my driver further. Well, if we can start to build the basics, if we can start to build your setup, we can get your ball position correct, we can get your grip on the club correct, and from there we can start to think about what do I want to do with this golf club. Well, we're in the setup, we've got our ball position just inside our heel, we're angled ever so slightly back. We can do that by just taking our right hand off and just reaching down to this right knee. That will set our spine angle.
That's a good one, I've never done that before.
Yeah, that'll set
You've kept that quiet with me.
Well, can't tell you everything, can I? Otherwise I wouldn't win, ever. So, get that down to the right knee. We're now setting up our body. From here, now we've got to think, my grip is on, what is the first thing that we want to move? And straight away it is the chest and the club. So I want this club and chest to work together. You'll see there, the club stays out in front of me. It's not rotated open. It's not closed down. We've just been able to turn that nice and easy. From here, we're going to work that club up. So I'm going to hinge my wrists and come into this position here. So you can see my right arm is nice and tucked, my left arm has stayed straight, and that's creating width. So that's keeping that club a long way away from me, which means that I've got a wider arc, and a wider arc means what?
Speed.
speed, correct. If you're in here, if you've gone away and you've picked this club up, it's going to be very hard for you to throw this club back out there and then get down and then release that. So if we're bringing that club closer to ourselves straight away, we are going to be losing speed. So there, we are not going to hit it past good old Brian. So we want to keep it nice and wide on the way back. And you can see that I've not moved off the golf ball. So I've not tried to move off it because I've took that club away at a normal speed. I'm not trying to go, okay, well, if my backswing's faster, that must mean everything's faster. And we see everybody move all over the place. Brett Cooper, the world's fastest backswing.
And slowest downswing.
And he's certainly got some different marks on his driver. So we want to make sure we're setting that club. You're giving yourself more time to set this club, and then from here we can then start to get that lower body turning, get that club staying behind, and from here all the speed comes from parallel to the ground here to parallel on the way through, and that is by releasing that golf club. So we come in here, I'm going to set up there, get my angle right, and I'm just going to hit this shot, and that's one of the best drives I've hit all year. Straight down the middle of this fairway.
Oh, it's took an awful kick.
It did kick left, didn't it? I thought it'd use the contours, but it certainly
Massive
didn't.
that, though.
But you will have seen that I was imbalanced there. I didn't fall over, I've not tried to kill that golf ball, but it has come out just towards the toe, but towards the centre of the driver. So it's not low on the face, it's not too high on the face. We just want to work on that moving a little bit that way. But you see that comes off with good ball speed. We've got technology in the driver now which will help you to get ball speed from that kind of strike. Even if it was a little bit towards the heel, you can see it was a penetrating ball flight, it's down the fairway.
I often think that is the sweet spot, you know. You know, on most drivers now, I think there is the absolute golden location.
Yeah, so that's going to lower the spin a little bit, which is going to get you a little bit more ball speed, potentially get you a little bit more carry, and it's not going to spin that ball.
Increases launch as well, as we saw there.
And it increases the launch a little bit more. So, nice and easy there. I'm not trying to hit it any harder, but we're ticking the boxes. We've got our setup right. We're making sure that club is on the widest arc possible. And I know a lot of people will comment saying, oh, that guy's got an overswing, which is correct. But I feel like I've got control of that. That's just where I feel that completes my backswing. So don't worry, if somebody's saying you've got an overswing, but you're comfortable with that and you can find the middle of the face, don't be that guy who starts to think, all right, well, Brian.
Was it Jack Nicklaus or Arnold Palmer?
Oh,
swing your own swing.
Swing your own swing. If you're comfortable that you've reached the top of your backswing and you can transition correctly, then that's fine. You keep with that. Just because Brian's got a shorter backswing, don't...
Brian?
Big old Brian. Don't shorten yours because this could make you worse.
He does it a long way in.
Well, Brian Roberts does it a long way, and he does definitely overswing. So make sure you feel comfortable, but if we get the setup right, if we get our spine angled back, and from there, you can repeat. And if that gets the same bounce, I feel like I've been robbed. No, it's got a better bounce. So guys, two identical drives there, very consistent, good ball flight, good distance, past Bry. So guys, if you want to get good at golf and you want to hit your driver longer and further, follow the steps in that video and you will lower those scores.